Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only AR Legends. And yeah, guys, today I am back with the next part of What If Naruto was neglected by his family and had the powers of Frieza. So, yeah, guys, hopefully, guys, enjoyed the previous part of this series. And if you guys have not seen it, please, guys, check it out in my channel. You guys will be able to find it and hopefully guys will like that part. And yeah, guys, as for the next part, the like goal is gonna be, let's see about it, 200 likes and 80 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. So yeah, guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are new to the channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It would be really appreciated, as I want to reach 20k subscribers, and you guys subscribing would be really helpful to me. So please guys subscribe to the channel. And yeah, guys, I have also put the link of my Instagram, so please follow me on Instagram, as well as the link of my friend's channel, as well as my other Naruto channel. So please guys check it out. You guys will definitely like it. So without any further ado, let us start the video. Last time we left off as we saw that how Naruto has, you can say, finally decided to show some of his power, as third Hokage was pretty nervous about the situation as he was unable to control Naruto's growing power, and Naruto did not give a damn about the opinions of other people as he considered them weak and therefore not worthy of speaking a word in front of him, as third Hokage was pretty surprised after he realized Naruto's attitude, as it did not match that of Minato's, nor you can say Kushina's attitude, as he also sent a letter about the progress of Naruto to Minato and Kushina, as Minato and Kushina were pretty happy that about the decision of Hiruzen to leak the information about Naruto's heritage. You can say the situation of Naruto being the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi and people not liking it, because according to Minato, this will make Naruto more submissive, and when the time comes, he will be working hard to prove himself to the villagers, and therefore with work with his family after he realized that how they were the only chance of him being accepting in the village. So Minato was pretty happy, but when he got the news that Naruto has decided to fight back against those people who try to abuse him, as Minato and Kushina were not happy about it, as they believed that Naruto was attacking his own comrades, so therefore it was against the will of fire and therefore cannot be accepted. While on the other hand, Naruto has finally decided to graduate from the academy, as he was able to take the spot of the rookie of the year, beating down any and all competition against him, ruthlessly defeating Sasuke after time. While on the other hand, you can say that Kakashi was pointed to be the Jonin sensei of Naruto's team, along with Sasuke and Sasuke Uchiha, as third Hokage wanted to keep Naruto under surveillance as well as suppress his talents as much as possible. So Kakashi was sent there to teach Sasuke and Sasuke and try to suppress Naruto, but Naruto beat it down Kakashi too badly that all of his bones were broken, and afterward Naruto challenged, you can say, third Hokage for the position of the Hokage, along with the help of Danzo, who was now under the control of Naruto, thanks to the help of Shisui's eyes. And now you can say we have now let us start the part from here. So we can see that all in Konoha the news spread like wildfire, as many of the people were truly believing that when Naruto will be defeated, he will become either exiled from the village or he will become a servant of the Hokage, therefore under their control, so therefore they can beat him up as much as possible. After all, no one has told them, you can say, better, and they always wanted to make the demon submit to them and therefore accept them as their as its superior. While on the other hand, some of the people were making plans that when Naruto would be put under the control of the Hokage, how council is gonna control him and send him on dangerous missions. While on the other hand, Kakashi has already explained everything to the third Hokage, as third Hokage was wearing his battle armor. I'm sorry, Minato, it seems that your son is way too arrogant. I simply cannot have my reputation be questioned in such a manner, but I will allow you to control Naruto after I retire and give you the position of the Hokage once again. Even though he's not the Jinchuriki, but still, he is pretty useful. His talents could be used for the good of Konoha, of course. As a smirk at that, this does provide an opportunity for him and his clan. As a Ambo landed beside him, Lord Hokage, the council, has been gathered as third Hokage nodded and vanished in a sunshine. And now let us see in the council room as all the clan heads and the civilian council and the elder council were present. Many of the people were shocked when they saw that Naruto challenged the Hokage for the position, but they quickly realized that Naruto would easily lose to Hiruzen, and this way they will have an opportunity to control him through the council. And they were smirking at that. Many of the clan heads were happy about it, like Hyuga, Hiyashi, as well as you can say Uchiha, Fugaku, as they had huge smirks on their faces, and finally, Hiruzen arrived as one of the civilian council members spoke up. It seemed that the demon is not here yet. It seemed that he has decided to chicken out of it, but it doesn't matter. If he doesn't show up, then he will still be put under the control of the Hokage. At this, Hiruzen smirked and nodded at that. While it saddened my heart for a young talent like Naruto-kun to overstep his boundaries, but the laws of Konoha must be withheld, and therefore no exception can be made for him. As while in the inside he was smirking, as before they can say anything, the door was suddenly slammed open as three bodies of Ambu slammed into the nearby wall. As Naruto finally stepped inside of the room, pesky insects, how dare they to stop him from reaching this place? As he scoffed at them, as Hiruzen's eyes narrowed as he looked towards Naruto. Why did you attack my Ambu? As Naruto simply shrugged, they were trying to stop him, saying that how they will not allow him to, you can say, challenge the Hokage and therefore try to disrespect you in such a manner. Pretty sneaky of you, Hokage, trying to weaken me before even the challenge began. So this is worth of the Sarutobi clan. How dishonorable. While on the other hand, many of the clan heads were seething at that as Hiruzen gritted his teeth. The brat was disrespecting him as well as his clan by saying that how Hiruzen tried to sabotage the competition as if Hiruzen was scared of a little kid as he gritted his teeth. But Danzo spoke up, well, Naruto-san, it is not that. I'm pretty sure that the Ambos were doing this on their own, but it doesn't matter. After all, the time has already started. We should reach to the arena. But if you are injured, our, you can say, medics could easily heal you. As not to scoff at it, I do not need their pesky healing abilities. I am pretty well. Those weaklings could not even touch me. At this, you can say several of the clan heads' eyes narrowed at that. After all, those were Ambus and Naruto has just graduated as a Genin. But it doesn't matter, they will have his secrets when he will be defeated by Hiruzen, as none of them believe that Naruto was powerful enough to take on the Hokage. So finally, you can say Hiruzen nodded, and finally all of them sentient away as Naruto smirked and also vanished within a blurring speed. As after some time, whole of Konoha was gathered across a, you can say, the Hokage training ground, as it was a gigantic training ground too for the Hokages to train. And finally, you can say Hiruzen, as well as the Ambu squads all of the Jonins and Chunins has already arrived to the arena as they were watching it all, as many of them had smirks on their faces, wanted the demon to be beaten down by the Hokage and put under submission. While on the other hand, you can say the root as well as the clan heads were already present as Hiruzen, you can say look towards Naruto. Well, Naruto-kun, it is your last opportunity. After all, you are still young and therefore you can give up and I will lessen your punishment. As Naruto simply scoffed at it, keep on dreaming, old man. I do not need your pity. For a being such as weak as yourself do not have the right to even speak to me directly. Now let us start this match, weakling. At this, Hiruzen gritted his teeth at that. He was gonna humiliate this brat and show him his true place. Forget the plans of Minato. He's not gonna allow himself to be humiliated by anyone. He is gonna put this kid under submission no matter what, as he smirked at that inwardly, while on the other hand, Kakashi Hatake jumped inside of the ring as he shot a glare towards Naruto, as much anger and hatred as possible. But Naruto simply, you can say, looked towards him, releasing a bit of his aura, sending shivers through Kakashi's spine as Naruto smirked after seeing that how Kakashi was easily scared with a small bit of his power, while on the other hand Hiruzen eyes narrowed as Kakashi Hatake spoke up, well, I'm going to be the proctor of this match. By the laws of Konoha, Naruto Uzumaki, newly minted Genin, has challenged the Hokage for the position of the leadership of this village. So therefore, the challenge has been accepted by the law, and therefore, this match shall begin today. So, if either of the sides want to give up now, then now is the time to do so, as none of them did anything. As Kakashi nodded, alright then, so let us start the match. As he looked towards the arena, as all of them nodded and started to go through hand signs, just like that, a gigantic barrier erupted. Therefore, to protect the civilians that were there to watch the fight and to see that how the demon would be put under submission. While on the other hand, Naruto smirked inwardly. It was damn time to keep things under control, and now it was time for him to take over. While on the other side, on in a faraway tree, one figure was watching it all as he had to Mangekyo Sharingan, as it was none other than Itachi Uchiha, who has been keeping an eye on Naruto. He was the most, you can say, kid, surprising kid, as Itachi had his you can say suspicions about Naruto, so he was trying to keep an eye on him, but he always had a feeling that he was being fooled for some reason. So therefore, he was gonna watch this match because he believes that Naruto has a ace up his sleeve. Otherwise, he would have never challenged the Hokage, no matter how talented he is. So therefore, there has to be something. So he was keeping his Mangekyo directed towards Naruto, ready to watch each and every step of this kid and try to copy his techniques if it was possible. While on the other hand, Naruto looked towards Hokage with a smirk on his face. Well then, let us begin this match, weakling. At this, you can say Hiruzen smirk. Huh, well, Naruto, my boy, it seems that you're way too much arrogant, but it doesn't matter because your days as a free bird are already over. So therefore, allow us to start this match because I have other things to take care of, as not, such as to select your collar as a slave, as a smirk at that, as Naruto started to laugh. Ha! Well then, when I take over the position, mark my words, I will have each and every member of your clan have that same collar which you have decided to put on me. But do not worry about it. I will treat them fairly as a slaves, of course. As Hiruzen gritted his teeth, how dare this brat to say something like this about his clan? He's gonna make him suffer no matter what. And just like that, Kakashi vanishes from the, you can say, barrier. Hiruzen blurred through hand signs, and just like that, a gigantic, you can say, fire bullet rushed towards Naruto as Hiruzen was already going through hand sign as two shadow clones appeared as they vanished into the opposite side and started to go through hand signs, and just like that, two wind attacks slammed into the fire bullet and making it into a gigantic stream of fire as Naruto started to laugh, and just like that, he clapped his hand together as a shockwave erupted, destroying the fireball that was coming towards him as Hiruzen's eyes widened as he started to sunshine away, barely able to avoid the shockwave that was coming towards him. I started to smirk at it as he said, well, the first blood is gonna be yours. And just like that, Naruto vanished as Hiruzen's eyes widened. He was barely able to fold his arms to stop the attack as he could already feel, you can say, noise that was coming from his bones as Naruto fist slammed into his, you can say, crossed arm as Hiruzen gritted his teeth. What kind of pressure it was. This was the same kind of force that Mato guy could produce with his, you can say, open gates punch as Hiruzen gritted his teeth as he jumped away and decided to take this battle even more seriously as two of his shadow clones tried to attack Naruto, tried to engage in a taijutsu battle, but Naruto simply scoffed as he moved his hand, and just like that, they started to glow. A laser shot from his both of his fingers, destroying the shadow clones, and now they were rushing towards Hiruzen, whose eyes widened as he tried to jump out of the way, but to his surprise and shock of many of the Jonins, as the laser started to follow Hiruzen as Hiruzen gritted his teeth and started to do, you can say, sunshine after sunshine, but the laser was still following him as Naruto put his hand into the sky with a smirk on his face, and just like that, from five of his fingers, laser shot from his fingers and started to make a trap for Hiruzen, whose eyes widened as his body slammed into the laser beam trap as he was shocked with such a force as he let out a scream of pure pain and agony as just like that he was about to, you can say, do something about it, but suddenly three lasers shot from behind, hurting him from his back and his other arm as he gritted his teeth. He has forgotten about the lasers which were following him as Naruto smirked towards him and pointed his hand towards Hiruzen, and just like that, a gigantic ball of pink energy started to gather in it as Naruto shot it from his hand as Hiruzen quickly substituted with the lock. But he was so grateful that he did as a gigantic explosion took place, destroying the whole area where Hiruzen was previously standing as he looked back to see the kid with a gigantic smirk on his face, while on the other hand, in Jonin's, as the Jonins like Kakashi, Asuma, Kuronai, Metogai could not believe their eyes, especially Asuma, whose cigarette was already on the ground as he looked towards his father. How is this even possible? Kakashi, you have to give us an explanation. He's your student, god damn it. How is this possible that he's as powerful as the Hokage? As Kakashi shook his head, I do not know, Asuma. He just became a student yesterday and he has beaten me into, you can say, to the ground. And now he's doing these kind of things as Kuranai gritted her teeth. It is possible in only one way, Kakashi. He's being controlled by the demon, and if it is not, then he's being taught by that demon that is sealed inside of him. Otherwise, there's no possibility for him to become this powerful. It is simply not possible. As she screamed at the top of her lung while clenching the nearby railing, as all of the Jonins nodded as they glared towards Naruto with as much hatred as possible. After all, their Hokage, their lord, was being humiliated by this demon and abomination, and they will not stand for it no matter what. While on the other hand, Hiruzen was panting, and before he could do anything, a fist slammed into his face as one of his teeth was already, you can say, shot from his mouth as Naruto started to laugh. So this is the might of the Hokage as another fist slammed into the gut of Hiruzen, who puked out blood, and then another, and then another. And just like that, punch after punch, kick after kick was being slammed into the body of the Hokage, who was now leaking blood from his nose, from his mouth, and one of his eye was swollen as Naruto backhanded Hiruzen at such a force that he slammed into a nearby, you can say, barrier as he let out a scream of pure pain and agony, as the barrier was something like hurting you if you tried to break it from inside. So Hiruzen slammed into the ground as Naruto started to laugh. You think that it is over, Hokage? As Naruto pointed his hand towards Hiruzen and the energy released from it and slammed into Hiruzen and started to heal his body as Hiruzen's eyes widened when he realized that he was around 80% healed as he quickly performed, you can say, hand signs, releasing a gigantic stream of fire to make some distance between himself and Naruto as he jumped away. As he was now panting hard, I do not know what kind of tricks you are using, but you have made a huge mistake to, you can say, heal me. Now I know that what you're capable of. I will show you your true place. Summoning jutsu. And just like that, Enma, the Monkey King, appeared, who changed into the form of a staff. As Hiruzen gritted his teeth, this kid has humiliated him. He will not allow it to happen again. His taijutsu may not be on the same level as Mitogai or some other taijutsu specialist, but he was a bow master as he rushed towards Naruto with his bow in hand. As Naruto started to laugh at it, if I'm not mistaken, that is your old companion. You bonded with him when you were only an 8-year-old kid. Well then, I do wonder what will you feel after I kill him. And just like that, Naruto vanished, and before Hiruzen could even blink, Naruto slapped him on his face so hard that he was sent flying into the nearby tree. But to his utter shock, Naruto has already grabbed the staff of Monkey King as Hiruzen gritted his teeth and stood up. And he was about to give a signal, but then he realized that you can say Monkey King has dispelled his transformation, and Naruto was now grabbing him by the neck and lifting him into the air as Monkey King was trying to, you can say, attack Naruto, but his punches and kicks were not even hurting him as Naruto burst into laughter. Huh, tell me, Hiruzen, how would you like your old companion to die? As Naruto had an evil smirk on his face. As Hiruzen's heart skipped a beat. No, no, it was not possible. It was not going according to the plans. How is this even possible? As a scream, Enma, transform now! As Enma tried to do it, but Naruto squeezed his neck further, stopping him from his transformation. As Hiruzen gritted his teeth and started to go through hand sign, lightning style, lightning release. Stream of lightning, and just like that, gigantic stream of lightning rushed towards Naruto in blinding speed as Naruto smirked and threw Enma towards the attack. As Hiruzen's eyes widened as it tried to cancel it out, but it was already too late. As the streams of lightning slammed into the body of Enma, who let out a scream of pure pain and agony. After all, it was an A-rank jutsu. As Hiruzen tried to rush towards his friend, but suddenly a pressure slammed into his body, pushing him into the ground. As Naruto started to laugh as he walked towards Enma and put his foot on his head, slamming it into the ground. My, you monkeys really have a way, don't you? Don't worry, your death would truly be, you can say, magnificent. I can promise you that because I have a severe dislike for monkey. I do not know the reason, but the very word make me angry, make my blood boil. And just by looking at you, I want to rip you apart. And just like that, Naruto put his hand into the air as energy started to gather in his hand, as Naruto's eyes started to glow, as a pink aura erupted from his body, as he started to laugh, as the ball started to get bigger and bigger and bigger, as Hiruzen's eyes widened. How is this even possible? How can someone gather chakra in such a manner? It was like a gigantic Rasengan, but it was still growing, and the power it was leaking was simply too much. As Naruto started to laugh at that as and started to flew into the air, shocking many of the Chonins and Chunins. As one of the Chunins spoke up, this is not the power of the QB. How is this even possible? As many of the you can say Chunins started to murmur among themselves. After all, they were present at that night. Many of the Jonins and Chunins, even though they were young, they still remember that night. And this was not the power of the Biju. They can feel it. While on the other hand, as Hiruzen has been utter shock while Enma was scared beyond the definition of fear. He had tried to dispel himself, but the fear has gripped his heart too much that his body refused to obey the command of his mind. As he tried to scream, but it was already too late. Die, you damn monkey! As Naruto threw the ball of energy into Enma, as Enma let out a scream of pure pain and agony, but no one heard it in the, you can say, gigantic noise of a gigantic explosion that took place as Ruzen let out a scream of, you can say, of the name of his friends Enma. No, dispel now! But it was already too late as a gigantic explosion took place as a whole barrier shook with power almost being destroyed, but Hiruzen could not believe his eyes. He was barely able to catch himself. No, no, as he ran towards the explosion area as dust was still being released. And just like that, the only thing he saw was a small part of the cloth of Enma that was now floating within the air as Hiruzen simply, you can say, bent down, tried to look for the body, but it was already too late. Nothing, not even ashes, were left behind, as tears were already coming to the eyes of Hiruzen, remembering the first time he was given the contract by his father, Sasuke Sarutobi, and how he was his lifelong companion. And all of that grief was coming to his eyes, but that all changed into anger and utter hatred as he screamed, Naruto, you damn bastard, I will kill you! As he rushed towards Naruto with, you can say, all of his speed, as he had completely forgotten about everything at this point and trying to attack Naruto over and over again, but Naruto had a gigantic smirk on his face. He was dodging all the attacks of Hiruzen with relative ease. Huh, what's the matter, weakling? Are you actually grieving for the loss of that overgrown monkey. Ha! I'm pretty sure that he's being burnt in hell. So, would you like to join him there? Shut up! As Hiruzen screamed at the top of his lung and started to go through hand sign. I will burn you to the ground. Fire style, fire stream jutsu as a gigantic stream of fire rushed towards Naruto as Naruto laughed. Ha! This again. As Naruto pointed a hand towards it as a beam of energy erupted from it, destroying the fire and rushed towards Hiruzen, who let out a scream of pure pain and agony as he was blasted into the nearby, you can say, forested area, destroying it completely. As Naruto was laughing at this point as he moved two of his finger towards Hiruzen and started to laugh even further as a beam shot forward from his finger, slamming it into the shoulder and then to another, then to his chest, then to his leg, and then all over his body, making, you can say, small holes all over the body of Hiruzen, who was now on his knees. Smoke was coming from all over his body as he was now looking towards Naruto. Years of planning has gone through the drain. All of the things that happened, how the plans of Minato and his own to control Naruto to be the side branch member. After all, he was not important to the plans, but it was important that Naruto submit to Menma and Naruto when the time comes, as he will consider them their superior and therefore will work with them as the part of the destiny of Menma and Naruto. So therefore, he was important to the plans as well, but all of it was now being destroyed, as that was the last of his thought as he was unconscious afterward. As Naruto smirked at him and then he pointed his hand towards him and started to laugh as a gigantic beam of energy started to gather in his hand. Now you die, you damn monkey! As he released the attack, as Kakashi realized what was about to happen, dropped the barrier as he screamed at the top of his lung. As the barrier core also realized as they were about to do so, but it was already too late before any of them could do anything. As the attack slammed into the semi-conscious body of Hiruzen, the last thing he saw was a pink energy coming towards him, and then the cold hands of death reached him. Boom! As a gigantic explosion took place, destroying the body of the third Hokage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. As Naruto smirked at it, and just like that, the barrier was dropped. The Jonins and the Ambus quickly arrived to the place and tried to see the Hokage, but it was already too late. Nothing was left behind as Naruto smirked at all of them. But before any of the Jonin or Ambu could attack Naruto, Danzo Shimura stepped forward. By the laws of Konoha, Hiruzen Sarutobi has died and therefore is no longer the Hokage. So therefore, by the laws of Konoha, Naruto Uzumaki is the new leader of this village and therefore the leader of the military and the economical command of this village. As Naruto smirked at it, while on the other hand, a Jonin stepped forward. He killed our Hokage, and you're saying that he's the new leader now. What kind of rubbish it is? As you can say, Danzo, you can say, put his can into the ground. This is a military dictatorship. Hokage is the leader of all. Hiruzen has, you can say, accepted the challenge, and this was one of the outcomes. We simply cannot, you can say, disregard the laws of Konoha. So therefore, this will stand, while on the other hand, many of the Chunins were angry at it, as not to smirk at it. Well, do not worry, I will make a public announcement soon enough. As for now, as not to snap his finger, and just like that, hundreds of, you can say, root ambu surrounded the place. Ambu, why don't you send these people to their relative ways? After all, I have to adjust to my new office as not to smirk at it, while smirking towards all the Jonins and Chunis who were glaring towards him, but he could easily see the fear that was in their hearts and now was seeping into their souls. A 13-year-old kid has destroyed the Hokage, took out the position of the leader of the village, and now was mocking them openly as they will not stand for it. While on the other hand, Naruto has other plans. He vanishes within a blur, and before you can say anyone could say anything, as Itachi, who was watching the whole battle, his eyes widened when some Suddenly, someone grabbed him by the neck and flew. Within a second, Naruto was on the other side of the Fire Nation as Naruto slammed the body of Itachi into the nearby, you can say, trees, pummeling him into the ground as Naruto looked towards Itachi, who was now standing up. Well, isn't it our little, you can say, rat of an Uchiha? I know you, you're the one who's always trying to keep an eye, that filthy eyes of yours on me. As Itachi stood up as he glared towards Naruto. I know what you're trying to do, but this will not stand. The will of fire will prevail, and I will not allow you to take over the village. As Naruto smirked at it, I could already feel the same sensation, Danzo tried the same shit, As Itachi's eyes widened, I know all about that special eye of yours. As a matter of fact, I was gonna ask you as your leader to hand over that eye, but you tried to control me with that eye. When the barrier fell, to you can say give up the position and try to redeem myself for my crimes. What kind of bullshit was it? As Itachi gritted his teeth inwardly, he had tried to use the eye of Shisui to make Naruto repent and be sorrow for the loss of Hiruzen because Itachi could not intervene in the battle because of the loss as well as the barrier. He could not break it in such a manner, and Hiruzen Saitobi, the Hokage, was dead. And Itachi felt a bit responsible for it. After all, he was in Ambu. He should have protected the Hokage no matter the cost. And now he was dead because of Naruto. He will not stand for it. So therefore, he tried to use the eye of Shisui to for Naruto to be tried by the council and therefore given the punishment properly, of course. Hasardo laughed. So, I am the new leader of the village. So, therefore, I command you to hand over that eye to me. As Itachi stood up, it doesn't matter who you are. I'm not gonna hand over the eye of Shisui. I will not allow you to rule the village. And this is a perfect opportunity for me. I will take you down here right myself. As Naruto looked towards Itachi as he started to chuckle and burst into laughter. A cockroach like yourself honestly believes that he has the power to command me to do anything. Well, that was pretty good of a laugh. But do not worry, for that small joke of yours, you will definitely pay for it. Do not worry about it, Itachi. As Itachi's eyes started to shift, and just like that, the Mangekyo Sharingan has finally appeared. As Itachi looked directly into the eyes of Naruto and spoke up, Tsukuyomi. And just like that, Naruto found himself in the world of the Uchiha Itachi as Itachi was now standing in front of Naruto. This is my world. Here, I am the god, and therefore I will control everything here. As suddenly, you can say Naruto was strapped to a, you can say, nearby wall. As now Naruto was looking towards Itachi with a bored expression on his face. It seemed that you do not understand me, Naruto-kun. Here, I'm the one who controls everything, and for the next 72 hours, you will pay for your crimes. And just like that, Hiruzen Saitobi appeared in the world of, you can say, Tsukuyomi with a sword in his hand. You will pay for what you have done to our leader, the Hokage, because I refuse to allow someone like you to take over the village in such a situation. I will never allow the will of fire to be. But before he could complete his sentence, the world around him started to crack all over the place as Itachi's eyes widened. How is this even possible? His will should be stronger than Naruto's, but how is this even? You can say possible before Itachi could do anything. The world simply shattered, and now Naruto was looking towards him with a bored expression on his face. As Naruto, you can say, folded his hands. That was a pretty weak technique. Is this all the great clan of the Uchihas has to offer? No wonder you were second to the Senjus, who have strong bodies at least. As Itachi gritted his teeth, he has enough of it. As he spoke up, Amaterasu, and just like that, black flames tried to engulf Naruto. As Naruto smirked, as his aura erupted from his body, and the fires tried to burn the aura, but it was not possible. After all, it was pure energy, and therefore the energy of Amaterasu flames and the energy of Naruto collided with each other. But unfortunately for the flames, they were not powerful enough. And just like that, you can say the greater the energy. After all, if equal energies collide together, nothing will happen. They will cancel each other out. But if one is powerful, it will you can say, overpower the other. So therefore, the flames were simply vanish into nothingness as not a smirk as Itachi. Do you have anything else, Itachi? Because I'm gonna take those eyes one way or another. At this, Itachi gritted his teeth. He quickly activated his Susanoo because he was nowhere fast or strong enough as the Hokage and he did not have the same type of jutsu. So he will have lost opportunity to seal Naruto off permanently. He will be marked as either a hero or a traitor to the village. But he will do it for the village, of course, as well as his clan and his little brother and sister. He promised to himself, and just like that, he swung the blade as Naruto looked towards the blade. He could already feel the power that was coming from the blade as Naruto smirked. And just like that, a energy blade also started to appear in the hand of Naruto as both of the blades collided together as Itachi's eyes widened. How is this even possible? Naruto felt the compulsion someone was trying to seal him away inside of that blade as Naruto started to laugh. And just like that, his whole body was sucked into the blade as Itachi let out a sigh of relief. Finally, he has done it. He has protected. But before he could even complete his thought, the blade, as well as the container in which Naruto was sealed off, was starting to glow as Itachi tried to deactivate his Susanoo, but it was not working. And just like that, a gigantic explosion took place, destroying the Susanoo as well as the blade in which Naruto was sealed off. And now Naruto was standing there with a smirk on his face. Huh, I must say, that was some technique, but unfortunately for you, such a weak technique cannot seal someone like myself, who is far superior to a cockroach like yourself, Itachi, as Naruto walked towards him. But do not worry, I will remember you as the last weakling who tried to seal me away. Huh, that was a new one, I must say, as Naruto's hand started to glow with energy, with a smirk on his face. Now, you have my permission to die if you hand over that eye. As Itachi glared towards Naruto, his eyes were bleeding. The Mangekyo has deactivated, and his other Sharingan was not working clearly. No, I will never do it. I will destroy those eyes myself, he thought in his mind. You cannot have it, and I will not allow it. As suddenly a crow appeared, as Itachi's eyes started to glow Amaterasu, as he tried to burn down the crow. But before he could do anything, suddenly Itachi felt his body being moved. And just like that, Itachi's eyes widened when he realized that he was now standing in front of his own Amaterasu flames. As before, he could even activate his Mangekyo to cancel the attack as the flames were already on him and started to burn him down. As Itachi let out a scream of pure pain and agony, one side of his body was completely burnt down. As Naruto started to laugh towards Itachi, don't worry, I will not allow you to die because you have some usefulness to me. So therefore, as Naruto snapped his finger, as Naruto's body's, you can say, power started to surround the body of Itachi and started to heal most of his wound. Therefore, you can say, destroying the Amaterasu flames as Itachi was already smoking from one of the sides. And he was now unconscious as Naruto smirked at it and grabbed Itachi, put him on his shoulder, and now he was looking into the eyes of, you can say, the crow as Naruto grabbed him and put his energy into the body of the crow, therefore you can say gaining the full control of the power of the Shisui eye, who has which has started to turn, you can say, pink as Naruto smirked at it. While on the other hand, you can say all across Konoha, a council meeting was taking place. As one of the elders, Koharu, spoke up, this will not stand. We will not allow that brat to humiliate us in such a manner. As Hiyashi Hyuga spoke up, yes, we cannot allow him to become the Hokage. How could it be possible? We did not expect him to be this powerful. As you can say, Fugaku's scarf, it is the power of the demon that is sealed inside of him. Because otherwise, there is no way that he could take on the Hokage and defeat him in such a manner and even killing him. And here we are discussing for him to become the next leader. How this even possible? As you can say, all of them have started to argue as Shikaku Nara spoke up troublesome. But most of you people are right. We cannot allow him to become the Hokage. He is the Jinchuriki. How when is the case that Jinchuriki became the leader of the village. On top of that, he's too unstable. He will have his revenge on the people who tried to attack him in the past, and that includes most of the people here. So therefore, we cannot allow him to become the leader. But in such a situation, we only have one opportunity to strike him down. So therefore, I propose that when the kid would be making the public announcement and take the hat, we will ambush him with our top techniques. Yamanaka Inoichi here will mind evade him and therefore cutting his connection to the QB as soon as possible. It will be only for a second, but with my technique, I will be able to stop him in his tracks. Yashi, you will stop his, you can say, chakra pathway, and Fugaku will try to put him in a genjutsu so that we can put, you can say, seals over his body to seal him away. Is that a good plan? At most of the clan heads nodded at it, as well as the elders, while on the other hand, Danzo all along had a small smirk on his face. After all, his lord Naruto is the stronger of them all. These techniques and powers will not work on him. After all, Naruto has a plan of his own. And now all of Konoha, the Chunin, the Genins, all of them were gathered. The Ambu were gathered there. Ambus and Chunins were already informed of the plans, as well as the Chunin, low-level Chunins who were trusted by the Jonis. So they were ready to execute their plan and bring Naruto to justice, according to them, of course. While on the other hand, Naruto was now standing in his Hokage robes as he started to fly within the air as he looked towards Danzo, who bowed down towards Naruto as not to smirk at it. This was the day he's gonna start his plans and he will have what he wants. As Naruto smirked at it as he started to fly towards the people who are now looking towards him. As Naruto looked towards them all with a smirk on his face, a arrogant smirk, saying that, what are you gonna do about it? While on the other hand, many of the people were angry as Danzo Shimura stepped forward. Today is the day our village will step into the new era for Konoha as well as the Shinobi world. So therefore, allow me to introduce you to the fifth Hokage of Konoha, Naruto Uzumaki. At this, you can say Danzo simply hand over the hat as Naruto grabbed it and put it on his head as Shikaku was about to give the signal, but suddenly a energy slammed into the shoulder of them all. As Naruto looked towards all of them with a smirk on his face, his body was glowing with pink energy. People of Konoha and most of the insects that are here to try to attack me, to destroy me. As he looked towards Yukasa Shikaku and Inuichi, whose hands were already in his technique form, but he was too scared to do anything. You honestly believe that I did not knew about your secret plan? Huh. Well, quite the cockroaches you are, but it doesn't matter because I have plans of my own. So, therefore, from this day onward, I am the ruler of this village. No, I'm the ruler of this whole nation and the elemental nations as well. So, your only job is to obey me and always be loyal to me and me alone. And just like that, he put his hand into the air as a crow appeared whose eyes were shining with pink energy, and suddenly the pink energy started to change into golden energy as a bright light erupted from the crow. In blinding yellow light erupted from his body and washed over all over Konoha and most of the smaller villages that were nearby. And just like that, many of them started to blink all over the place, but they have only one command in their mind, that was to obey Naruto. And just like that, the crow vanishes within a golden light. As Naruto smirked at it as he looked towards his hand, which were now changing from pink energy into golden energy. As Naruto smirked at it as he clenched his face. Yes, this was the power. He could already feel it. He was on the next level, breaking through. As he started to laugh at it, and just like that, the civilian, the Jonin, the Chunin, the Ambo kneel in front of him as Naruto looked towards them all. After all, in his eyes, they were nothing but a means to an end, and soon enough, he will have what he deserved to have, no matter who is against him. As Naruto smirked towards them all as he burst into laughter, as his energy was growing and growing into yellow light. While far away, you can say a small toad has disappeared. But hey guys, here I will left this part. Hopefully you guys enjoy this part, and for the next part, the like goal is gonna be the same 200 likes, 80 comments. Do that, and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. So please, guys, like, subscribe, and comment. So yeah, guys, see you soon. Peace.